How do we know when you're being truly kind? Welcome back. I'm Gila Ross, host of the Power Up podcast, where we share short, relatable ideas to upgrade and impact our everyday lives and our relationships. And in this series, we tap into the stories and the wisdom of the weekly Torah portion to find an idea to carry us through the week. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes I feel like I have to do a kindness for someone else. I'll give you an example. Sometimes, after I've had a baby, someone will have made me a meal or given me something, and then comes around and they have an occasion in their family, hopefully a happy occasion, and I feel like I've got to give them a meal or I've got to do something for that. Let me ask you a question. Is that a kindness, what I'm doing, when I feel like I have to because I have to give back to them? What is a kindness? Because sometimes we wonder if I'm doing something for someone else because they did something for me, or because I hope that in the future they'll do something for me. Is that actually a kindness? Interestingly enough, in this week's Torah portion in Vayechi, Jacob knows that he's about to die, and he asks his son Joseph, and he says a strange expression. He says to him, I want you to do kindness and truth for me. What does he ask him to do? He says, after I pass away, I don't want to be buried in Egypt. I want you to bury me in Israel. And when the Jews finally leave Egypt, I want you to promise me that you will take my body and bury it in Israel. Now, the question is, why is he calling it a kindness and truth? He could just say it's a kindness. At the end of the day, he's asking his son for a favor. He's asking his son to do something kind to him. Why doesn't he? Where's the truth come into this? In Jewish thought, doing kindness for someone who has passed on, in Jewish law, there's a whole process for how a person who has passed on is prepared for burial. And it's called a kindness. In fact, it's called the ultimate kindness. Why is it the ultimate kindness? Because a person who is doing a kindness for someone else who has passed on knows that they are going to get nothing back for it, right? Obviously, the person can't give them anything back. There is no ulterior motive for the kindness other than the fact that it's an altruistic kindness. They're doing it purely for the sake of kindness. And that is where Jacob is talking about the truth. He's saying this is a true kindness. Now, obviously, in our lives, there are opportunities that we have for kindness, and there are plenty of opportunities for kindness for people that are live and healthy and have opportunities to give back to us. How do we ensure that the kindnesses that we do remain true? Here's the secret. When you're doing kindness, try and do it in private. Try and do it in a way that no one else will find out. Because when we do a kindness and, we hope that someone else will notice, someone else will comment. And it's very validating when someone else notices and comments and says something nice to us about it. But a true kindness is a kindness that we do purely for the sake of kindness. So if we want to get to a place where we're being kind just for the sake of kindness itself, to be altruistic, try and do it privately. Try and do it in a way that perhaps even the recipient doesn't know it. The highest level of charity, one of the highest levels of charity, is to give charity where the recipient doesn't know that they are getting it from you. So even the person who's receiving the charity or the person who's receiving the kindness doesn't know who it's coming from. Because when we do something privately, when we do something knowing that maybe nobody ever will find out what I'm doing, that's how we know that the kindness that we're doing is real and true. The true test of who we are is not what others see about us. The true test of who we are is how we behave and what we do when we're in private. And that's why Jacob is asking for Joseph for kindness and truth. He's saying, I know you're going to get nothing back from you. I can't even say a thank you to you, but I'm asking you to dig deep for your truth and be kind and do this kindness for me. Have you ever done a kindness or a good deed that no one else found out about? How was it for you? I'd love to hear. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Please check the show notes for my current offer of a free one-to-one call and how to book it. And meanwhile, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out. And share the love with anyone who would benefit. Thank you, have a great day, and happy Hanukkah.